Hey, I just wanted to do an update video on my Garmin 650T. Now, this GPS was bought from Can-Am or BRP, but it's the same as any Garmin 650T. The only thing is when I turn it on, power's up here on the top. You see the little button? I'm going to hold that down for a second, let go. While it's loading up, you can see you get the BRP emblem when you buy it from Can-Am. No different, same as anything else. It's a little bit cheaper from BRP because when you buy it from them for $650, you also get a mounting bracket. Now, one thing nice about the mounting bracket that they give you, it actually goes this way. You can bolt that 4 bolts on anywhere. You can see it's real flat. Ends up being total thickness from the back of this mount to the front of the GPS is 2.5 inches. So it works out pretty well. Let's see if we get this to come in a little better. So now that the GPS has come up on here, I'm going to do a little bit with that. But anyway, so you get the mount and the GPS when you order it from Can-Am BRP. Local Can-Am dealer actually, but like I said, it's the same as any GPS, so wherever you want to get it. Okay, looking at this, you always have on the right side here a menu button. Let me go ahead and move the finger over here. You can put this bar on the left or the right side. It allows you to do that. And also this GPS, the Garmin 650T, will always turn up and down, and it's very good about switching. You can hold it whichever way, so if you're hiking around, it's pretty quick about flipping over. Well, usually. Anyway, it is pretty quick about it, so I'm going to go ahead and, let's see, that's the top. Flip it back to the normal way, but at any rate, it is good about flipping around, so I'm pretty impressed with that. Okay, over on the side you have a menu, so anytime you're in anything, you can always hit that button and get a menu of whatever you're in. So it'll give you different abilities, to, like this, change data fields, things like that, which is pretty nice. Initially there was some bugs, but they've worked out. I think most of them, they just did an update on it, so I'm quite happy with the changes they've done. Okay, so I'm going to hit that. Now if I hit X, I go back to the main menu. In the main menu, there was some issues with this, but it looks like they've resolved all of that. One thing I want to notice is that the GPS reception's right up here. You can do a few different ways to see the satellites and the batteries over here. Time, date, lat and long if you want. This is your basic information. You can bring it up anytime you want. Hit the map, you got your basic GPS map. You've got, all your different things. This layout can be changed. This is kind of like your home screen. If you hit this button over here, it brings you to all your settings. Now your settings have an up and down arrow on the side here. You can see white, so you can go down. This one you can't. But anyways, you could either hit down here or here, you'll see how it'll scroll up, or you could actually just scroll it kind of like a touchscreen computer and get all your different settings. I'm going to hit back on this. It brings it back over to the side. It's alright the way it works. One thing I want to show you, okay, so we're going to go to the map. And with the map, this map I do not have your, I forgot the name of it, but your basic street map. I have a couple other maps loaded in here. On the left right now, this is like a information screen. And there's a small arrow here, kind of hard to see, but you could bring this in and out. And you could change this to whatever you want. So usually you could just touch it and you get like more information. This is an altitude one, kind of weird, but if you're out hiking or something, you get your altitude, vertical speed, so maybe even an airplane or something, you might want to do that, or a helicopter. Now let's say you're on this screen and you want to change this. You can always hit, remember this is menu, and this is zoom in, zoom out, and then just close this, go back to the main menu. But the menu, I could hit that anytime, and down here you'll see, sorry it's a little hard to get it to focus here, come on camera, and you could hit setup menu, and under setup menu you get this come up. One thing you might use a bit is this dashboard, and dashboard has altimeter on the setting right now. I'm going to hit that. Now these are all the different settings. There's quite a few on here. Each one's a little bit different, and there's even customizable ones. You can totally customize it. One thing that I did like to see, because I wasn't getting a lot of information that I wanted, was the small data fields. There's large data fields, but the small one I liked. I'm going to hit that one, and then I'm just going to hit exit over here, back to the map. Notice how over here I have 4 data fields. Speed limit, so if I'm on a street, which I'm not right now, speed that I'm going, this one's, what is that, I don't know, whatever distance to go, glide ratio to distance or something. But you could get all of these other ones, and you can see up and down arrows. There's a lot of different things you could put in any one of those 4 fields. So you could put, bearing, guidance, whatever you want, course, just any one you want, and then you'll see that one shows up here, bearing. I'm not moving, so you're not getting much, but I got time of day. You could put, you can't move these around, but you could pick any of them for any location. And once you get that, there's a setting in here, I don't know where it is right now, where you could actually lock them, so somebody can't accidentally hit this and accidentally change your setting. But so anyways, that's really nice. I did add a couple of maps, like the Topo 624 and railroads and trails or something like that, and the bird's eye imagery. So I don't know if it happened to have come with one of those, but at any rate. Now let's say another thing I want to show you real quick. So we bring it back up to the map. You got all your screens. And let's say you don't really care about this information. You just want more map. The thing I really like is, unfortunately, it's hard to push the buttons, but there's a little arrow here. I can push that button if I do it right, and it goes over to the side. That little arrow is there. Now I get a full screen map, and at any time I can bring that information back, which is great. And again, this is your menu, and you're closed to go to the main menu. But I really like that. Now another thing is, at any time you could always just hold your finger down. Garmin tech guy was real good. He told me if you're used to the iPhone, press harder than you do with the iPhone. So in other words, like I'm pressing hard, it's a sensitivity, and just kind of aggressively push. It's designed for gloves with this one because it is waterproof. And so anyways, you could just zoom around and zoom in and out. The problem is if you don't press hard, I'll show you what I mean. If we're going up here, let's say we move it up here into the mountains, and I wanted to see where I'm going to go, and I'm zooming in, and I go, okay, I might want to go over here, and I go, oops, I touched it. It comes up with a thumbtack. That thumbtack, if I want to go there, is great. Or I could even move it, and have the thumbtack wherever. I could tap over here, and the thumbtack will move there, but I cannot get rid of that thumbtack or this top information. If I want to go to where that thumbtack is, I just tap this top bar, and it'll say, do you want to go there? I don't want to do that, but I hit exit. Now, if I want to get rid of that thumbtack, the only way to do it that I've found is hit exit, bringing me back to my home location, which if you're looking, halfway across the state or across the country, that's no fun to be, zooming all the way back home. You got to pull out, zoom in again. But like I said, as long as you push hard, that doesn't seem to be too much of an issue. So thanks to Derek at the Garmin forum, that was appreciated that he told me about that. Now I'm going to show you something up here. I did this on the other video. You might have saw this, but here's a couple of things. I scanned in a map. You can barely see it here right now. This is up in Gorman, California, north of Los Angeles. As I zoom in, you will see a slightly different color. That is a map, a trail map I put in here. It's a PDF I downloaded on the internet, put it on Google Earth, and then transferred it back to the GPS. And that's all kind of standard now on the new GPSs this year. Not on all of them, but on a number of them. So you can barely see the edge of it. And as I zoom in here a little bit more, you'll see a little clear here. It says Hungry Valley Recreational Area. That's this map, and it actually goes, you can see the yellow where it went up there and it had a line. But it's a PDF I overlaid onto their information. I just want to show you that you still see both information. It's not like it blocks their information out. It just kind of overlays on top, and that's why the difference in color. But the beauty about overlaying a trail map, or any kind of map, is you can see these trails were on the trail map that I got. And as I zoom in, I could actually see what trail is where. It is a little blurry, but hey, I could see what it is, and there's a gate there, and this is all on the trail map in that area. So it is a true moving map, and I do like the concept of that. Now again, I do have railroads and trails on here, and let's see if I think I still have it on here. Oh, maybe I turned it off. But you can see both overlaying on here on some of these spots. Let me see if I can find it. And there is a slight discrepancy, but yeah, see how the two different ones? So this one here, the thicker one, that is my PDF, and the other one I think is no wait, that's the PDF, the blue line. The other one is the one from Trails. So anyways, there is a little discrepancy sometimes because the trail maps are not always drawn exactly, but all in all, it works great. Really like the layout and the way all that works. But you can see if you're riding around, you can see right where the trails are, and you don't have to bring the paper map with you anymore. I'm going to wrap this up. A couple of things. If you come back out of here, you can get satellite imagery on this GPS, which is just great. Let me see if I go like this. I hit the menu. Now I'm going to hit map, setup map, and I can pick over here map information. So I can hit that. It'll allow me which maps I've downloaded to turn them on and off, like that trail map. And so, for example, I could turn satellite imagery, which is on the bottom here. Oops. You can say disable or able. And I'm going to wrap this up here in just a second. But at any rate, let's say we hit that bird's eye view, and I downloaded some. And I'm going to hit enable bright. And I'm going to hit back, and let's see. I've got about 30 seconds here. But all in all, I'm really happy with this GPS. It does give you guidance, which I wasn't expecting. 3D view, I'm not overly excited about, but hey, it does it, and if you like that, it might work pretty good. So now up here is satellite imagery, and you can see the difference where the other one's overlaid, and I did it slightly bigger. Now that's the PDF I did. Oops, sorry. Anyway, but the satellite imagery is right in there, and I want to go in and zoom in. Alright, you know what, we're just going to have to go a little bit longer on this video. I hit menu, and I'm going to turn off the map select. I'm going to turn off my scanned in one. Custom maps, that's the one that I put in there, the scanned in one. I'm going to say disable, so now you won't see it. I'm going to go back, and I should be in the same location, but now you're not going to see the scanned in image. And now this whole area is satellite imagery up at the same area, Garmin. Now as I look into satellite imagery, it takes a little bit to load here sometimes, and I'm going to zoom way in, so we're getting pretty close. You can see as you get closer, it's a little hard to see, but some of these areas are really nice. I'm looking for a trail here for you. Come on, where's the trail? A lot of trees out there. This was before the last fire, huh? Okay, here's a trail. So we'll zoom in. Let's say you're hiking on this trail. You see a red trail. That's from the trails, railroads and trails. Any route. Anyway, you can see where the bushes are and everything. I mean, it's really low scale. I'm trying to find something that'll give you a reference of size. Sorry. Let's see where we're at here. Oh, here we go. Alright. Now we're going to go back in. Okay. And the difference here and there is just satellite imagery. It has nothing to do with the Garmin. It's actually just who they bought the satellite imagery from. Right, let's see if we could get this trail here. Alright, so, and again, those two different colors is the satellite imagery, so that'll probably change over time. And as we zoom in, you can actually see the trail. So you could be hiking down this trail and see, oh, there's a bush, and as you're hiking, you'll see that, or if you're motorcycle riding, and you can zoom out and see where the different areas are. So it's pretty nice having the satellite imagery. You can only download about, I think it was 230 megabytes per download. So that area is maybe a 5-mile square. Actually, yeah, about a 5-mile square is about the biggest area you could do at a time. But you could download more. Next problem I've had is I've bought a 32 gigabyte memory card, and I cannot seem to figure out how to get that information to the memory card. It comes up as a different drive, and it will not allow me to put it there at this point. So I don't know if that's something they're working on, or if that's just I'm doing something wrong. So I'm not going to knock Garmin on that. That could be me. You can change all your different dials. You can change the colors of your. This is where I've driven. You can see me driving all over the LA area. The blue line. You can change colors of those. So all in all, it's a great GPS. And one more quick thing: it's got a 5 megapixel camera, which works pretty darn well. The battery, I'm going to show you that real quick. As you open this, this is the rechargeable battery, and you can see how there's 3 different deals here. You could put this rechargeable battery in here, or 3 AA batteries, which is great, and you could just pop that in and out. The memory card, I'm just going to go ahead and pull this out. You see it has the small micro SD memory card. So I got a 32 gig. I believe that's the biggest, as big as you could buy of a micro SD card. So that's, you can see 3 batteries could go in there. The other thing I wanted to show you real quick here is the plugs. We'll just leave that out. Underneath, this is the bottom side. I'll show you with the back on, or back waterproof, and we have some plugs here. This plug over here is sound coming out, so if you want to plug that into your stereo or something, here's some sounds. Over here we have 2 more rubberized covers. That one is for your mini USB or micro USB, so you could charge it, you could transfer information from your computer. And then we've got another one over here. All these are nicely rubberized. That's your antenna extension, so you could plug in an antenna if you want. And all of these plugs, I believe, I haven't really dealt with it too much, but when you get your connector and you mount it in there, the nice thing is that will do all the connections at the bottom for you. And I did another video, but I'm just going to show you again real quick. Really nice, or maybe I mentioned it, but when you clip this in, you can see it clips in at the bottom. Snap it in. The really cool thing is, once it's snapped in, let's show you here. The way this works is, Sorry. All right. Snap that in. When this snaps in, as I push this button, see how the top comes up? What it has is a screw at the top, and that screw, if you tighten that screw down, it will not let the top come up. And you can see when I push the button, the top comes up. So that screw actually screws into a receiving point down here. So once it's tightened up, there's no way to push that button. So if you wanted to lock this into a vehicle or something, just tighten that screw down, and it's kind of theft-proof for the most part. Another thing on this mount is you'll see a rubber flap here. That rubber flap, if you take your GPS out, say you want to take it out and you're at the ocean or something, you can just, this is hard with one hand but easy with two, you got a rubber flap, you can cover up all your connectors, make sure they don't rust up at night when the GPS is inside getting programmed for your next day's ride. All in all, this GPS seems to do just about everything. Much nicer than I originally was playing with, but I liked it. Just it's even better now. So, all right, well that's my 16-minute review, and like I said, it's a nice GPS.